Penn State has shocked the world of college lacrosse after being one of the best teams in the nation. With the added transfers and returning members, the Nittany Lions offense has been firing on all cylinders. One player that has showcased his talents is grad student TJ Malone. Malone missed the entire 2022 season and has made sure to come back with a vengeance, being one of the best attackmen in the entire Big Ten. Malone leads the team in points and assists, showing no signs of slowing down. I had the opportunity to catch up with Malone just before heading to Ann Arbor to take on the Wolverines.
My first question for you, how did you get involved with lacrosse, especially for PA?
Yeah, I started playing in around kindergarten, and I think I remember quitting because the helmet was uncomfortable and too big on my head. But then I picked it up again in second grade because a bunch of my friends were playing, and just kind of fell in love with the game ever since then.
So was PA lacrosse, it's a big deal, but I don't think it's as big as it has been. What have you seen that the sport has grown a lot for PA?
I think Philadelphia is a huge hotbed for lacrosse. I think it always has been, and I just think it's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, they say Philly tough for a lot of lacrosse players, and if you look at some of the players that have come out of there, their resumes speak for themselves, like Matt Rambo, Jordan Wolf, Grant Ament. Those guys are just incredible players, and their resumes are some of the best in the world. So I think lacrosse in Pennsylvania is getting bigger and bigger.
Now, why attack? Because I was an attackman myself, and you have to be somewhat psychotic to play attack. At least that's my theory, at least. So why attack?
I don't know. I love trying to score goals. I mean, when I played basketball, I loved just trying to get to the rim and make a play or set up a teammate with an assist or something. And I just try to play lacrosse the same way. Just try to drive to the net as hard as I can. Either try to score if no one plays me, or try to make assists if they slide. So I think that's just kind of how I played sports growing up.
So what was high school lacrosse like for you?
Oh, it was I was a pretty late bloomer, and I didn't play varsity until my junior year. And Haverford was such a powerhouse that we won the national championship my freshman year. I wasn't on varsity, but the school did, and so seeing those guys play, Grant, Ament, Chris Sabia, and those are two Penn Staters from Haverford that won that national championship, and I just always wanted to play like them, and so that just motivated me. I was a late bloomer, and just when I got my turn as a junior, tried to make the most out of it.
Who was your idol growing up?
My idol in any sport?
I would say any sport, and then Lax.
I guess for any sport, I really like Steph Curry. I just love how he plays with such a lightness, and seems like he's having so much fun out there. And as for lacrosse, I always loved watching Mikey Powell. He has, I think, the coolest highlight tape of all time at Syracuse.
Oh yeah.
And similar to like Steph Curry, it seems like they're having fun while playing, and it's loose, and it's free, and it's creative, and that's the way I think lacrosse should be played.
How do you, because you're talking about how, keeping it light and keeping it fun, how do you make sure you do that now with, such big games that you guys have been playing?
Yeah, I think I just try to take a step back and enjoy every second of it, because as I've had a lot of injuries in the past, so you never know when it's going to be your last game. So just treating every day like it could be your last, and it's a blessing just to step on the field again.
So what was the recruitment process like for you for Penn State?
I was actually, prior to Penn State, I was committed to Amherst College, which is a Division III school. It was really good as well. And then after I graduated high school, actually, I had a pretty good senior year, and I was getting some looks from some D1 schools, and I wanted to give Division I lacrosse a shot, and Coach Tambroni came to one of our games, or maybe a couple of our games, and he recruited me. I came up to visit, and I loved it, and I thought I loved Coach Tambroni's philosophy, and just committed about a week later.
So coming here as a freshman, What was that like, especially to learn and still be with Grant?
Oh yeah, Grant's like a big brother to me. Especially, I looked up to him so much at Haverford. I wanted to play like him. And then I actually lived with him my sophomore year after I lived in the dorm freshman year. So that was a huge blessing. But yeah, he was the reason I came here. I wouldn't have been able to come here unless he was in Coach Tamburoni's ear about trying to recruit me. So I got pretty lucky with that.
What do you think his impact has been for Penn State lacrosse?
Oh, it's been huge. I mean, him in that 2019 class put Penn State on the map as a top-tier lacrosse program, and Coach Tamburoni's always talking about building a program, and they really took huge strides to build the program where it is now.
Now I know you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm not focused on it. But that COVID season, you guys were, in my opinion, destined for greatness. Does that season still haunt you a little bit?
You mean the 2020 year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we would have been national champions, honestly. Grant had just come back from injury. He was still playing about 50%, and he was still having about eight points a game. So, and Mac O'Keefe, just best shoot I've ever seen. So those two, and then our defense was amazing with Colby Canese and Nick Cardiel. Just very, very good and deep, and I think it would have been an awesome year, but we'll never know. There was a lot of other good teams that year too, so it's hard to say.
Now, obviously last year was a big year for you with the injury and stuff like that. How hard was that for you to be away from lacrosse?
Oh, it was tough. I love playing this game. I could do stuff like this all day, just having a catch. So not being able to be on the field was hard, and going through a few surgeries. You never know how you're gonna come back, but just been enjoying every second of it.
What was the recovery process like?
I had 2 labrum repair surgeries about 11 months ago. I had one, and then about 10 months ago I had the other. And then I had an adductor tendinotomy surgery where they removed part of my groin, one of the adductors, just because I had a sports hernia type injury. So I had that in September. So 3 surgeries in the past year, and just it was really hard. I had to learn how to walk again. I mean, I was off my feet for about a month. So just try to take it one day at a time, make a little bit of improvement every day, and over time, it ended up exponentially helping me. So.
Has that given you a different outlook on the sport as a whole, or just this season in general?
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. I think I've just in life in general. I learned so much from it. I had an internship in New York this past summer, and I started walking 5 days before I moved to New York City.
Wow.
And so it was completely crazy just walking around New York with 2 brand new hips, trying to figure it out, and so it was just hard, but it taught me so much about perseverance and trying to set your mind to something and make a little bit of improvement every day and never giving up hope. So it's taught me a lot, and I'm just so thankful to be playing out here again. Now
this season, you guys kind of went in under the radar from a lot of the media. Did that light a fire under you guys a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're extremely talented this year, especially with some transfers like Kevin Winkoff and Chris Jordan, Chase Mullins, and so that helped a ton. But I think just trying to get Penn State to where it was in 2019 and 2020, and the legacy that guys like Grant, Chris Sabia left for us, we really wanted to get Penn State back to where we think it belonged. And as a senior, trying to leave your legacy, I took that personally, and have been working really hard to try to just motivate the team and just have a great year. I think we're capable of it.
Now, I know every game, you take every game at a time, but what was the atmosphere like? Double overtime against Hopkins here. The crowd was going insane. What was that energy like for you guys?
Oh, that was really awesome. It was an awesome crowd in Panzer, and we went down 5-0. It was almost lifeless in the stands and on our team. And then Matty Trainer scores that first goal down there, and the crowd just erupts. And from that point forward, I talked to some guys, and they were saying that there was no way we were losing after the crowd erupted like that. And we actually went on, I think, 6-1 run or something, or 7-1, and we ended up finishing halftime 7-6 when we were down 5-0 during the second quarter. So it was awesome. Just we showed a lot of resilience in our team after being down 5-0 and just putting it behind us and just playing hard and playing together. That was the biggest thing. Our team was very connected that game between defense, offense, face-off unit. It was fun to be a part of.
Would you say that togetherness, is that the motto for this season?
Yeah, it's definitely one of them. We have a few core values, and just togetherness kind of encompasses all of them. We want to do everything. We want to collaborate really well between units. I think you can have a less talented team that works really well together and for each other than an ultra-talented team that is pretty selfish. So, yeah, I think that is a pretty big motto for us this year.
Now, every game in the Big Ten, to me, it is just a great game. There is no easy game in this division. So you're going to Michigan this weekend. What's the goal there?
The goal is to win. Yeah, that's really it. We're playing a really good Michigan team that beat Maryland and has a lot of good wins this season. And we know it's going to be a dogfight. The Crater Trophy's on the line, which is between us and Ohio State and Michigan. So we have a lot to play for. We want to win, and we're going to do our best. We've been preparing really hard this week, and so we're ready to play.
Talk to me about what it's like playing with Jack Trainer and Chris Jordan on your attack.
Yeah, they're both incredible players. Trainer is probably the fastest lacrosse player I've ever played with, and so he makes it look so easy when he's beating his defender. And then Chris is a big shooter that uses his body so well and can just expand a defense, which creates so many open lanes for cutters and for easy goals if he's shooting the ball really well.
Now, probably, I think I know the answer to this one already, but what's the goal for the season?
The goal for the season is a national championship. And we set our sights high. I mean, that's what we play for. That's what we work all summer and all fall for. So we just got to make it happen now.
Now it's time for what I like to say the fun questions. So, if you got to eat one place at State College, where are you eating?
I eat at Chipotle, Roots, or Snap Pizza. That's kind of my big three. And if I had to choose one, I would probably choose Chipotle.
Love that. Love that. That's a great answer. Now, I think the hardest question. I think it's an easy answer, but maybe you don't. After talking with me for 10 minutes and having a catch with me, what's my chances here?
Your chances here?
Yeah. Joining the team. What do
I
got?
think we could put you in net. You're catching everything.
All right.
You
I'll take
could
that.
be a pretty good goalkeeper.
I'm not the biggest guy, but I'll take that. All right. Well, thank you so much. I truly appreciate this.
Yeah, of course.
And this was a lot of fun.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Tim.